Welcome to this week's Down Here with Tina. I have got a fella who I haven't had on before, and I cannot believe I haven't had him on. Last time I had actually interviewed with this, well, I'll just say group right now, was back, I think, before 2015. So I am excited to have a fella coming on from the Lancaster Chorale. And then I have with me a veteran. I have a couple of veterans coming up this month. And the first one is Teresa Marshall. She is a good friend of mine. We always have a fun time. As a matter of fact, I think I shared the story about when I got stung by a bee. She happened to have been my friend that was sitting across from me at the restaurant that we were, that I go, I think I was just stung by a bee. And her eyes got really big because she had had a bee one time in her pants and she got stung. I hope she's okay with me sharing that. Anyways, so it was funny, but it wasn't funny at the moment but she understood what I was going through, because unless you've had a bee in your pants, it's just hard to explain, and to really share that experience with anybody was not fun. Folks, don't go anywhere. I've got a fun show coming up. It is Down In with Tina.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Dagger Law has more than 110 years of experience in nearly every aspect of the law. When we're not just helping clients, we're helping the community. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and around town, because we live and work here too. We are your neighbors, and we want to help you when you need it. When we help each other, we're stronger. Our community is stronger. Creating a strong, vibrant, healthy, and safe community is everyone's responsibility, and we take the responsibility seriously. We are local, we are trusted, we are experienced.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have Dr. Stephen Caracciolo. He is the Artistic Director of the Lancaster Chorale, Central Ohio's premier professional chamber choir. Mm-hmm. And I'm so excited to have him to just chat with us and talk about the Lancaster Chorale. However, before I get started with that, Dr. Caracciolo, I wanted to find out from you, why did you decide to, and I would imagine way back, decide to get into music?
Sure. We had a piano in the house. All of us sang, all of us played the piano. And then what I tell people too is, when I was a young man in 5th grade, I was invited to join the men's and boys choir at the Episcopal Church in my hometown, and that changed my life in 10 minutes.
Did it really?
Yes, it did.
Why do you think? Was it because the family already
when you're a young boy and you're singing treble, sometimes you feel isolated, don't you? And when you join a men and boys choir, it's like, oh, I'm with my folks.
Oh, you had
you're
there
right
with, in. You had a place.
You're there with 20 other boys who are all singing together. Yeah. It's like, oh, you're in my gang.
And then it was from there, and just that was your main hobby thing to do.
Yep.
You knew you were going to do it when you grew up.
Until I got to my senior year in high school, I thought I'll either do music or I'll do biology. And then I took chemistry my senior year and decided, no, I think I'll stick with the music thing.
It was probably more fun, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
What do you find the challenges in doing the music? And
the challenges, certainly schedule. There's so many moving pieces when you're working with an ensemble. You're working with a lot of different people. You're getting music to them. You're giving them a schedule. You're doing a lot of things behind the scenes, so that when you get to rehearsals, you get to a performance, everything is running smoothly.
For the Lancaster Chorale, and yes, you saying that, I remember having conversations in the past with others, that you have to learn who and what you need, even when it comes to auditions, because you may already have that sound that you want and where it's coming from, so you need something else. So it's not necessarily, I'm going to assume in this, that when someone goes out to audition, just like if you were an actor, and you went out for a role. Maybe they don't need that part, or you're looking for something specific to
Especially
fill that
for-
void maybe in the crowd.
That's right. Especially, it's a small ensemble. It's not a large, we sing around 18 or maybe 26. Every once in a while, we'll balloon out to like 32 or 34. So I only have so many slots, and unfortunately, not everyone auditions. I have quite the slot for them.
Yeah. Do you have, what do you call them, like backup or alternate?
It's a great question. I have a
So-
long list. So when people come to audition for Lancaster Chorale, they say, how does this work? And I say, I've gotten to know your instrument now. I know who you are. I have you on my long list. And when I feel like the instrument that you have is going to be just the right instrument for this project, that's when I plug you in.
Awesome. Awesome. So how many years have you been with the Lancaster Chorale?
Well, when Bob Trocchia, of course, conducted, and he conducted for many years and really set the standard and set the tone, literally and figuratively, for Lancaster Chorale. I used to sing every once in a while for Bob. I also was commissioned by Bob and the chorale to write some music for them because I'm a published composer as well.
Nice.
And so I had a long relationship over 20 years really with Bob and the Lancaster Chorale. And so then when it came time for him to retire and they had the audition and interview process, I was sure to apply, and I was very fortunate to be selected.
I knew Bob. I got to know Bob a little bit when I did talk radio. And then I had asked you before we got started, when did you join? And I go, oh, we left and didn't do talk after that. So I thought, because how have I not known about you since then and what you've been doing for Lancaster? So tell me what is coming up here in Lancaster for folks to go and see.
Right. Well, what's
and enjoy.
exciting? Yeah, every season we try to bring something that's new, that's different. The big deal this season is Lancaster Chorale is producing its own choral orchestral concert. Now, Lancaster Chorale has performed with orchestras in the past, but other people's orchestras, like Pro Musica Chamber Orchestra, and the certainly the Lancaster Festival Orchestra years
Yes.
ago. And when we're pleased to do that, but we have never hired our own orchestra and done our own program with the artistic director actually on the podium in our own season. So that's really exciting. And the work that we're doing is Bach's Magnificat. That's the Latin for Mary's song, "My soul magnifies the Lord and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior." It's a text that a lot of people know from Luke's Gospel. Bach set that text in, guess the year, 1723.
Wow.
So it's 300 years old. So we're doing this piece that is not only old but ever fresh, and we're doing it with an orchestra and soloists. And
Very nice.
in the first half, and then that's going to be in Latin. Now the second half is Handel, so that's all going to be English.
Okay. How many performances do you all have within the year, the Lancaster Chorale?
We have a great question. We have 3 projects, is basically the way we say it.
Okay. Projects.
Right, because the reason we say that is because we always perform in Columbus as well. So the program we do here, we do in Columbus. So it's 3 projects, but 6 concerts.
6 concerts.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. And the one that you were speaking of that is going to take place at the Basilica of St. Mary of the Assumption in Lancaster is Sunday, October 22nd. This is something great for folks to know. What time do they all start?
All the concerts this year, both in Columbus and in Lancaster, start at 4 o'clock. So it's a perfect time. People can come to the performance. After they're done, they can go out to dinner. They can come to a reception. They can meet the artists. It's a great, and we're so pleased to be at the Basilica here in Lancaster. It's a beautiful place.
Now, do you get tickets in advance?
Tickets are available online,
Okay,
absolutely.
online,
They're also available certainly at the door, but St. Mary's holds a lot of people.
I was going to ask that. How many?
It holds a lot of people. However, I was going to say we believe that especially for this fall performance of the Magnificat and the Handel coronation anthems, that the place is going to be full. So you might want to get your tickets online.
And they are available right now. They're
Yes.
ready. They've probably been available. Okay, great. Okay, so goodness gracious, that is exciting. That is so exciting. This is the first of the year for the season, for the 2023-2024 season.
I mean, it's exciting for the organization, and it's exciting for me as the artistic director to bring Baroque music. This kind of music, Bach and Handel, is called Baroque music. It's from the 18th century, the 1700s, and it's one of my specialties.
I was going to ask you, why is it?
Yeah.
So, exciting for you. That's what you've been probably working on for years to do this, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a doctoral degree from Indiana University, so I'm delighted to kind of put that plug in there. They have a marvelous degree at Indiana.
Oh, good. Oh. The next one happens to be in November at the St. Mary Mother of God German Village, Columbus, is one as well, of course, in Lancaster.
Right. All our performances in Lancaster are at St. Mary's here in Lancaster.
And then the one in Columbus is at the same place up in Columbus at the same one.
That's right.
Okay.
Two St. Mary's.
Two St. Mary's, two different places.
You got it.
Yes. But you can go to all of them if you would like.
You can go to every one at 4 o'clock on Sundays.
I'd love for you to do that, right?
That's right.
That's great. Okay, that's November 26th. And what is that one? What is to be expected for the one
at
October
the Manger?
29th?
Just a reminder for those folks here in Lancaster that our Christmas program is always the Sunday after Thanksgiving. It's become a tradition here in Lancaster, and people tend to enjoy that. We have our Thanksgiving meal. You have Black Friday, where people go shopping. And by the time you get to Sunday, you start to feel like Christmas is coming soon. And that's when that concert happens, 4 o'clock on the Sunday.
At the Manger, Sunday, November 26th, right after Thanksgiving.
That's right.
At 4 o'clock, as you just said. And then we've got a couple of minutes left. So, Love Songs for Spring, that is in the spring, Sunday, April 21st, of course, at 4 o'clock. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, that program, the first half will be German music by Johannes Brahms. He wrote a well-known set of 18 short little love songs called Liebesliederwalzer, which are love song waltzes. And we will be performing that, of course, with a chamber choir, and then one piano, but two pianists. So it's two pianists on one piano. It's a really delightful piece. The second half will have folk music in English and some other things too.
Very nice. And they can go to website online to get those tickets at lancasterchorale.com.
Yes.
Perfect. And then anybody has any questions whatsoever, when it does come time for auditioning, who would they contact and how? Perfect.
Go to the same website, lancasterchorale.com, look for auditions, and then follow the prompts and give me a buzz.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's once a year. Auditions.
No, anytime.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
anytime.
it's ongoing.
Oh,
absolutely.
Perfect. Oh, good. Because I wasn't quite sure if because some have the one big, huge. Oh, good, wonderful. I'm glad that I asked that. Anyways, anything else that you would like to share with us, Dr. Caracciolo?
Just a real pleasure to be here. A real pleasure to serve this community.
Yes, very exciting, of course, to have you and finally get you here on the Downhill with Tina show. So thank you so much for taking the time to be with me. Folks, hopefully you can make it out to one of the concerts. We have got great things that we offer here in Lancaster, and you got to get out and enjoy them. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Downhill with Tina.
I really like Fairfield County because we're just a great mix. We're not so isolated that we don't have resources, but we're also small enough that it's a real community. And I will say that I don't think I've ever seen or worked in a place where so many partners in the community come together and are truly collaborative.
I've been working in Fairfield County for over 20 years, and I've had a variety of positions within the county. Being a smaller county, I've been able to get to know the service agencies better and people that work within that. So I've always had those opportunities to be creative, to think out of the box. And through those collaborations, we've been able to really build some wonderful programming for the youth and families.
I think that everybody is really community-minded, and they're really focused on, within the system of mental health care, they're really focused on getting people access to the care that they need and making sure that we're serving the people in Fairfield County.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
Welcome back to Downtown with Tina. I have my Veteran of the Month. One of them, I have a couple this month because I think it's very important to highlight certain folks, and that is teachers, first responders, students, and veterans, and inspirational people. And I have a friend with me she's a couple of those. She is an inspirational person that I see in my life, and as well as a veteran. Welcome to the show, Teresa Marshall. How are you, Teresa?
I'm good, thanks.
I love when I said inspirational. You are involved with different nonprofits, and you have been for how many years has it been that you've?
Well, so I've been on the board of Pregnancy Decision Health Centers. I think I'm going on 6 years now, and I'm the secretary for that one, so I have to do the minutes. And
that's one of your passions, right? Your
yes,
biggest passions. Yes.
Yes, that is one of my passions. And I'm also on the board of Grace Haven, which I think for about 4 years now, which is a home for women. It's a faith-based program for women that have been in jail, and they often get out and don't have anywhere to go.
Yes.
So that was started by our former sheriff's wife, Loretta Phelan.
Yeah.
And it's still going and helping women and reuniting them with their kids, and it's a great program.
What's it like volunteering?
Well, I'm on the board, so we help make decisions and funding decisions, and then I also volunteer for the fundraisers. So we just had a 5K Labor Day weekend.
Do you feel as a person that you are making a positive difference in the lives of others when you do these things?
Yes,
do
I do. I mean, I'm more of a behind the scenes person.
Yeah.
So, but I do see the results of what these, charities are doing, which is awesome.
Awesome. So, well, let's talk about the veteran that you are. So, Teresa, what branch of the military were you in?
So I grew up in a very small town in Mexico.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people, I kind of wanted to get out of my town, didn't want to go to college. So I saw it as a way to have a career and to travel and adventure. There was that program or that commercial when we were younger about what an adventure joining the military was. So
was it
I fell for it.
Hey, you know what? I must have too. I did the same thing.
I know.
Was it an adventure for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I got to experience so many things that I never would have. And also I lived in Puerto Rico for 2 years. I was stationed in Puerto Rico. So
really?
Yeah, and I got to travel to U.S. Virgin Islands and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely I experienced a lot, I feel.
What was it like in Puerto Rico? What was the most interesting thing that you learned about being when you were there?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I just did a lot. Like the base had a marina, so I got my sailing license, and I did a lot of snorkeling. I learned how to snorkel, and I just had a lot of fun on my off time. Yeah. Learned how to windsurf, so.
What's the biggest challenge, I think, when it comes to windsurfing? I've never even
considered
to do that. I didn't even know you did that until recently.
It's just keeping your balance, on that board.
I can barely walk with my own 2 feet, let alone try to get up on water and do something on a board.
Yeah, it took me a little bit,
Yeah. So did you meet interesting people along the way?
Yes, I think I did. I mean, it was very interesting. As you know, I was an air traffic controller, so I met a lot of pilots. The Navy SEALs came out and trained the first duty station I was at. We weren't really allowed to interact with the students, but we would get to talk to some of the instructors sometimes, and just other people I met throughout my career. You meet a ton of interesting people. I talked to a U-2 pilot once just about flying that plane, and it was all, it was really fascinating, I thought.
Very, very cool. Now, what about California? Did you live in California?
Yeah, I was stationed on an island that the Navy owns, San Clemente Island, and we would fly back and forth from San Diego.
You told me once recently that you met a friend, and that's when you started to learn how to surf too, right?
Oh, yeah, my friend in California.
Yeah. So, lifelong friend from out there.
That was after I got out of the Navy, but I ended up back in California I did finally decide to go to college then after my military time, so.
Yeah. What was the most fun thing that you did when you were in the Navy?
Ooh, I just did a lot.
You did. It sounds like you did. You were the adventure. You did the adventure thing.
Yeah.
I mean, what was your favorite place then, if you didn't have a
Well, I
favorite
think
thing
the most fun thing was probably going aerial refueling with some reservists on a C-130. And
What is that?
So the C-130s are one of the planes they use to refuel in the air, and it has like a basket on a tube that comes out of the wing, and we did I went twice. So one time we did A4s, which is a smaller attack plane, and then we did F-18s, which the Marines still currently fly. So you could watch the pilot, like I could be in the back of the plane watching the pilot, like they have a boom on the nose of the plane and hooking to the basket, and then they can get
To another
fuel.
plane.
To the basket that comes out of the
yes,
wing. And
so
then
you have two planes.
Yeah, the C-130 has the tube with the basket, and the plane hooks up to it. And then they can dispense fuel in the air. It's pretty cool. It was cool.
That's
loved it.
very, very cool. I would have never, ever even thought that, I don't want to seem like I'm ignorant to it or anything, but I just didn't realize that you did that.
Yeah,
too.
it was cool. I have pictures.
Yeah.
And one of the crew members was like, wave to the pilot. And so I was like, he waved back.
He did? Oh, that's funny.
I mean, I could see him through the window, and he could see me through the cockpit. So he waved. It was cool.
Really cool. So what was it, the job, you said air traffic, right, controller with air, yeah. So what does that mean? What did you do exactly?
Well, so we use radar a lot. I didn't ever finish getting qualified in the control tower.
Okay.
But there's 3 positions in the control tower too. There's the position that gets like they have to get a clearance from the FAA for the planes take off. And then you have the controller that taxis aircraft and crosses trucks. And then the one that tells planes to take off and land, clears them to land.
And this was, of course, all military
Yeah.
airplanes and such.
Yeah.
Favorite place that you visited, the very favorite place? Because you come from New Mexico, and I think that's kind of cool. So.
Oh, like in the when I was in the
Navy.
military,
Yes,
or just
yes,
overall?
Yeah.
I actually I did the best snorkeling I ever did in St. John's, which is one of the U.S. Virgin Islands. So that was really cool. It was beautiful fish, and yeah.
So it's just, I think it's really cool because speaking with you, I've not had the opportunity with some of my other veterans to get to hear them, get to share the fun, interesting places that you have actually got to go because you work, but you also get to have off time as well to go and enjoy and do different things like that and pick up new hobbies and learn stuff. I don't know why I haven't gotten many to share that with me. But I think that maybe it's the places that you were and you got to go and you got to visit and be in that you were able to do that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was surrounded by water everywhere I was, so I got to do a lot of water stuff with the water.
So outside of the military, where has been your favorite place that you have ever visited so far in your life? Because I think that you've visited quite a bit.
It's hard to pick a favorite. I love Niagara Falls.
You do?
Yeah. I just love, again, you're around water. So, and anywhere there's a beach too, I love that. So.
Do you still surf then?
I've tried. But it's really hard to keep your balance when, like, I rented a surfboard, but.
The older we get, do you think it's harder?
I think I could do it. Yeah, I think I could do it again if I did it on a regular basis.
Also, it's probably where you get good waves.
Right.
Right? And where would you say the best waves would be on a regular basis?
Yeah, I don't know on the East Coast. I haven't found a lot of places.
That's what I figured.
Even for good boogie boarding. But yeah, so it's a little different in California, San Diego. There's always pretty much good waves.
In California, something that I believe it was we were talking about it. Did you say the water is always cold there?
Yeah, it's colder. It's a lot colder all the time.
Than what?
Even in the summer.
Yeah. And a lot of people who've not been to California and the beaches of California wouldn't know that.
Right. People are always surprised, because I think about the warmest it ever gets is 72 degrees, which is chilly.
Yeah. Well, as my Veteran of the Month, I have to share with you what I got, Teresa, but I have to explain to you why I got this. It cracks me up. So first of all, Ava Jewelers, we work together. So there's a gift certificate in here to Ava Jewelers.
Oh, I love Ava
And
Jewelers.
yay, she loves them. So there's this mug that I saw, and when I saw it, I cracked up laughing. And the reason I got this is not because she is this person. It just happened to be that one time we had a conversation, and I was in a serious moment. She knows exactly what I'm going to say when I say this. And I don't know, it was just hilarious. And I was just like, sometimes all I just want to be is just hugged and told everything's going to be all right. And Teresa laughs and she says, do you know what you just reminded me of? That show, that movie, The Wedding Singer. And she goes, where that guy walks up to the one sitting at the bar. And some of you, any of you who have seen it. So this mug says, let's schedule that emotion for a later date. Because it's not her. But every time she looks at this now, she's going to think of probably The Wedding Singer and saying that to me. Because
It's because you said it word for word, though,
and that's
from the movie.
And I love it, though, because you doing that completely made me crack up laughing, you know what I mean? Which is what I needed at that moment. So it was awesome. So everybody needs a friend like Teresa Marshall. That's what I'm saying. Thank you
And
so
you,
much.
Tina.
Everybody
needs a friend like Tina.
Thank you for being
you.
my friend and for
Yes.
being a veteran and doing what you did in the Navy. So you're so appreciated.
Thank
Folks,
you.
don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. It's Down Here with Tina. Hello, Pumpkin. It is Down Here with Tina. Welcome back to the show. I like pumpkins, and the reason I like pumpkins is because I love pumpkin pie. There are a couple of different ways that folks make pumpkin pie, but I make mine a certain way, and I'll share that with you in just a couple of minutes. However, pumpkins are all over the place at this time of year, and in the grocery store you can buy an actual, what is called a pie pumpkin, and it's just a small pie, and it is called a pie pumpkin because it's what you can actually make pumpkin pies with. However, you can also purchase it in a can at the grocery store and the Libby's Puree pumpkin, and I've done that because of course pie pumpkin isn't always in season. A little bit about pumpkins though right now, folks. Pumpkins are considered as a fruit, and it's because it contains seeds. However, the nutritional value of a pumpkin is more like a vegetable, if you didn't know that, because it does have some nutritional value. I'm not a nutritionist, so I'm not going to tell you what all it consists in it, but it's not bad for you. However, it's probably not great for you if you eat it in pumpkin pie form, pumpkin roll form, pumpkin bar form, or pumpkin cookies or cake or any of the other kind of pumpkin desserts that's out there. Just saying. Anyways, if you want to find out my recipe, I can share that with you through email or on Facebook. If you want to send it through the social media or whatever, be more than happy to. The biggest thing is I don't use allspice. Nothing against folks that do use allspice. I just don't use allspice, and that is what I think makes the big difference in the flavor and the taste of my pumpkin pie. Folks, I hope that you have a great week. Tune in next week. I have got Paws and Claws animal encounters, so you've got it. I've got some animal encounters on set. A lot of fun. You definitely don't want to miss it. Hope you have a great week. God bless and good day. It is Down Here with Tina.